Famcast Media, bitch.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, persons of all ages, welcome to the most exclusive group in the wrestling community. Now first, hailing from Barrio Ingenio in Toa Baja, Puerto Rico, Sazón Luis Rodríguez and his tag team partner from Toronto, Canada, Skip.
Yo.
Well, what's going on, man? Everybody, welcome to Must Love Wrestling. We got a pretty interesting show for you this week. We didn't really want to go into a long-form topic, but we're definitely going to get into some stuff. The one thing that we wanted to say that we didn't get a chance to say last week is our thoughts and prayers to the Iron Sheik and his family. We absolutely wanted to pay respect to him last week. We just ran long. We had talked about it before the show went on air. But we definitely wanted to mention that we know what he means to professional wrestling. Obviously, for myself, I know I love them very much just based on the fact that he hated Hulk Hogan, and so do I. And I've kind of always hated Hogan. So, Bubba, rest in power wherever you are.
Break the back, make them humble.
That's right. There you go.
So, one quick story I did want to share is they offered the Sheik, I think it was $10,000 or something, when he dropped the title to Hogan. I think it was Vern Gagne offered him $10,000 to break Hogan's leg.
Ooh.
Despite the fact that he hated him, he wouldn't do it because that's not how you do business when someone trusts you with their body. So, despite the fact that he was a bit of a cartoon character the last few years of his life, man, classy guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think it's one of those things. Honestly, guys, if I had those special things, I'd be doing them behind me, but I don't have them. Those mallets that he did that he used to make people look real dumb with. But I would definitely try to.
The ones they used in the segment where the legends were training Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Persian club.
Yeah, the Persian clubs. Yeah. I definitely want to see those. But guys, one of the things that wanted to jump in here and before we do that, go ahead.
Can I have a minute?
Yep.
So bear with me for a second. You've heard us discuss my cat, Mr. Bella, on here a couple of times. This afternoon we had to have him put to sleep. So this is the only time I'm going to talk about it, but I do want to dedicate this episode to him.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to do that for you, but I didn't want you to feel that pressure on there. So
I'm good.
Yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Bella.
He's the best cat ever.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds
The
like he was
goat.
an amazing partner. There you go. And there's lots of cats up there. So as Jerry Rice says, goats don't roam alone. So it's a great thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
So guys, one of the things, if we could jump back into wrestling here, we just wanted to talk to you about was on Monday Night Raw this week, we had a segment where Finn Balor could not get command of the crowd, and it is being blamed on the crowd and the wrestling fans. And I disagree with that. I truly believe that if you're a good promo guy, that you should be able to hold command. We've seen people do it with the what chant, and then we see people get lost. And one of the things I didn't like about it was that Seth Rollins is catching a lot of heat for it from the fans, saying that he should have figured out. Guys, he did. He stopped them. He asked the crowd a question. They answered. He said, "Are you guys having fun in here tonight, Kansas City?" They answered him and stopped singing. Finn couldn't grasp and get the crowd back into it. So he took too long of a pause, which is something you do on a podcast. Yes, you pause to give you guys, the listeners, time to process what we're saying. Yes, you pause when you're doing an interview because you want to make sure that the interviewer isn't like talking over your words. But you don't pause when you're in front of a live crowd. You need to go. And they gave him a moment of silence, and he didn't take it. So they started singing again. And now it's being compared that this Seth Rollins song is being compared to the What Chance. And that is irritating because it is in no way close to the What Chance.
It's gotten a bit out of control. And I do think the crowd tried to make it about them a little bit. But one thing I want to say is I don't know if – so everyone, all the people who think they're smart think that this was he was overwhelmed or he messed up or whatever. But if you notice, like the last few weeks, Finn has been made to kind of look a little out of sorts.
Yes.
But his push continues to get bigger. So I almost wonder if it's part of what they're trying, like if that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, I want to agree with you there because it does feel like with the whole Damian Priest thing and how it looks like they're alluding to kicking out Damian Priest of the group. That's what it looks like to me.
Because he's not new.
Yes, he's definitely not new. But what it looks like to me is it looks like Rhea and Dom are giving Damian too much praise, right? That's what it looks like. Like it looks like it's almost like an act. And then like Finn is off getting JD in his own little segment. And you know, obviously like Damian is being presented in such a way. I did see that the odds makers have him now. He's above a favorite over LA Knight for the Money in the Bank. Doesn't matter. Logan Paul's winning. You heard it here first. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna stick with it. But I think that he's been definitely presented as someone who doesn't know how to control his emotions. Like he's just losing himself because he has to be like the demon or whatever, however it works. But what he said in the promo was great. If you listen to it, what he said, that any other time, I feel like the crowd just, you know, you deserve it. That's what I feel like would happen. Those words that Finn Balor used would turn the crowd. I just don't think himself, I don't think Finn has the ability to do that, which is so frustrating. How are you this long of a veteran and you can't command a crowd?
But as far as with a promo, I can see how that could happen because where did he spend the first how many years of his career?
You're talking about Japan or NXT?
Japan.
Yeah, Japan. Okay.
Okay. Do they speak English?
They do not.
Does he speak Japanese?
I think Kenny Omega is the only one that can speak fluent Japanese. Yeah.
So he probably didn't cut a whole lot of promos that really needed to be. So I can see where that would be a thing. I do still think they're trying to present him as coming unhinged a little bit because what I see happening at Money in the Bank is the match with him and Seth probably going on somewhere in the middle of the show. Seth wins, maybe even Priest's interference backfires, and then Finn comes out and costs Priest Money in the Bank, and then they have a match at SummerSlam. That's where I see it going, based on their interaction on Monday night.
Well, so the one thing I want to say is one of the things that happened before he came back from injury, Finn Balor, was there was a lot of reports, right, that he's always had people that have had faith in him in the back. They've always looked at him and saw money. Triple H always looked at Finn Balor and said, this guy's money, right? And, I felt like he was going to come back and just jump right into things. And there's just something about the way he's presented, and I really don't get it because Triple H is in charge right now. And he's smart. Like, To be quite honest with you, I think this Monday will be different. I believe that they will have Finn ready because Triple H will let something like this happen last week, but it won't happen again. Like they're clearly going to have their interaction. Whoever Seth's going to defend the title against on Monday, whether it be Johnny Gargano or another Ohio guy, I think Finn will definitely like come out and like mess it up, and the match will end in a schmoz or DQ or whatever. I just want to say people are complaining about this, like not the sidetrack. They're complaining about the open challenge by Seth Rollins. You guys understand that if he doesn't do these open challenges, we never get Neville versus Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. Like, stop complaining, because if Seth Rollins has an open challenge, let's just enjoy that shit. All right?
Why are people complaining about?
There's this guy on Twitter. His name's Jobber Nation. Like, that's actually like his Twitter handle.
Okay,
and he actually said, he's actually like he's a big WWE guy. And he's just like, I'm just got to say, I'm not really happy about Seth just having open challenges for the world title. We need to keep this title legit. Seth Rollins, the reason the title's legit is because Seth Rollins has the title. If anybody else wins the title, it didn't feel legit.
Right. It's the same as when he made the U.S. title legit by him being champion and having open challenges.
Yes, exactly. It's just that simple. But, getting back to Finn, I don't know. I just kind of feel like he's never really been – and if we could talk a little bit about our conversation we had the other day, or like we text each other, like, he is kind of like the Bret Hart of this era, where he's like uber talented in the ring. He's just not able to convey it on the microphone.
And here's where I disagree with that. I don't love the promos that he's doing right now, and I'll say that. As a heel, I don't think he does great promos. I think as a babyface, he can talk and he has charisma. Or even as like the anti-hero. The role that he had in NXT the last time he was there, I thought he had some good promos. I really liked the one where he was like Undisputed Era had all been taken out by the group that Pat McAfee had. And he's like, and he was out and he's like, well, while the cat's away, the mice will play, talking about McAfee's group. And he's like, but the cat came back and guess what the cat dragged in? And then Undisputed Era comes out and it sets up War Games. Or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And he had another there was something about a print. I don't remember. It's 4 years ago, but something about a print.
Yeah, but you can have good quotes in a promo without it being great. Like Chris Jericho gets a lot of praise for the 1,004 holds and how good that promo was, but he literally says armbar like 30 times in the promo. Like, you can say something cool. Yeah, but the promo itself isn't great or not compelling, and that's the thing. Like I said on a video earlier, where the WWE knows that he's not good at this. This is why they put him there with 3 good talkers. Dom, we didn't know that he was going to be a good talker. Let's be honest, we didn't know. Damien's a good talker because he sounds like a preacher, and it comes off like half Razor Ramon, half John Cena. I don't know how it comes off. It just comes off well.
But he's been by the crowd at times too.
Yes, he's been flustered by the crowd. Yes, but the way he yes. What, you don't think he recovered well?
He did. He recovered very well.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Like he comes off as like, yes, and then obviously Rhea she's unbelievable on the microphone. Like there's she's really, really good. She's got that special talent. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like there's something missing with him like this, and it kind of feels like early Seth. Like when Seth first started cutting promos when he was the Architect, this is kind of what we saw. We kind of saw like we needed Kane to talk, we needed Triple H to talk for him, we needed Randy Orton or Stephanie, and it wasn't necessarily him. Whenever he talked, fans were kind of like, it just doesn't. He's trying too much to be a heel. Like, Seth knows how to be a heel now. He doesn't need to be annoying, which is the problem. I feel like Finn is at that point where Seth was, where he's like, I have to be this irritating figure for you to boo me. You know what I mean? And I just don't think he needs that.
Otherwise, he would be cheered.
Hmm?
I think otherwise he'd be cheered because like we're conditioned to cheer him. He's been a babyface or an anti-hero his entire run up until now.
Yeah. I just don't know why they didn't bring, like you mentioned, the NXT run. Like, I don't understand how that doesn't play well for Judgment Day.
What do you mean?
Like, why doesn't that heel?
Why can't he be that guy?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a heel, but
But he was. He turned his back on Gargano.
he did. But he was also against. Like he also at the same time he wrestled Adam Cole for the title. He wasn't a heel
Yeah.
or a baby. He was a tweener.
Yeah.
He was a loner. And it worked, but I don't know if that would work in the group. I don't know.
I guess you're right. But if we can move on, I want to talk to you about something. So I told Tyler before we signed on I was going to call myself out a little bit. And I just wanted to talk about this because I feel like whenever we talk about wrestling fans, it always sounds like, oh, I'm smarter than you. So I wanted to do something different this time. I want to name 4 guys that I did not like. And those are Kevin Owens, Adam Cole, Bray Wyatt, and Seth Rollins. I am calling myself out here on our podcast. I was not a fan of all 4. I'm still not a fan of one of them. But I was not a fan of all 4 of these guys. When Seth left the Shield, I just wasn't – it wasn't it for me. Like, I didn't – like, as you heard a little disdainment coming from my voice, like, about the Architect. I didn't think the Architect was great. And I remember, like, people were saying he's, like, one of the best in the world. And I was like, no, I don't see it. And then Adam Cole, I watched him. Like, I have moments that why I don't like these guys. Kevin Owens wrestled Nakamura live in front of me, and I just thought he was a weird – I also didn't like being compared to him. Like, a lot of people said I looked like him, and that really annoyed me. Now I think it's now I take it as a compliment. But back then I didn't. Adam Cole, he gave me, like, I grew up on Jushin Thunder Liger, and my first time watching him live was a bad Adam Cole match. I was just so mad at him for so long. But what I wanted to say is, like, I've been through therapy a lot in my life for my own issues, whether it be things that happened when I lived in Puerto Rico or my youth. And the one thing that my therapist has told me over the years is that people can evolve, right? We can grow and get better. You know, we can change. You know, I know movies tell you people don't change, but no, cheaters don't change, but people can change. And I feel like we're in this era of professional wrestling fans where once you make a mistake or you don't like someone, that's it. Like, no fan will let you ever forget it. Like, there are moments where, like, I will disagree with like I won't like someone now, and I can feel that it comes off as like, oh, you just don't like him because he's popular, instead of giving me a chance to want to see everything. Like, I am a very big historian in professional wrestling, and I love all of wrestling. I want to be able to see a lot of you. Like, if I've never seen you before and then you're being shoved down my throat and I don't like you, like, give me the chance to like you. That's what happened with Adam Cole. Specifically, Adam Cole. I did not like him. I was able to appreciate him in NXT and be like, oh, he's really good. He's a good worker. He's just not my cup of tea. But then I realized during his last injury how much I missed him on my television. And then all of a sudden I started texting Tyler and I was like, dude, like, I don't know, like, what was wrong with me. I just I guess I do like Adam Cole, right? But I'm just curious as to why you feel like wrestling fans never, like, forgive, like, and give people a chance to change their mind and like someone.
I don't know. I think, especially the internet community, I think is just a really toxic place. That's why I try to avoid it as much as possible. I think you spend a lot of time reading what everyone says. And so that's where you see that, and I'm just like, I don't want it. I like who I like, and I don't like who I don't like. Like we had a conversation. Like, yeah, I don't like. I'll admit it. I don't like Charlotte. Doesn't mean she's not great.
Yeah,
It's just not. I'm not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Something about her just rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and I get that. And honestly, like, Charlotte's the one person that you're, like, the internet wrestling community agrees with you. Like, there's a lot of people that dislike Charlotte. Like, there's that idiot JD from New York. Yep, I'm gonna keep calling you an idiot. Like, I challenged you to a duel on our podcast here.
A duel?
See if you accept it. Yeah, I want to go out. I want to have a debate with this guy. I feel like he doesn't know his ass from his elbow, and I want to put him in his place.
So
I feel
JD,
like,
JD, anytime you want to come on the podcast, I guess you got an open line.
yeah, come on here. I definitely want to talk to you because I feel like I want to. If you don't want to do this on air, I just want an admission off the record that what you're doing is a work. Because there's no way,
buddy comedy.
Yeah. Because it definitely comes off as a work, buddy. It doesn't come off that you genuinely feel this way. Especially your all of a sudden hate for Cody Rhodes is just ridiculous. Oh, he's got so much negative stuff to say about Cody recently.
Because
pretty much
he doesn't like Awesome.
He's comparing Cody's run to his AEW run. Like they're just pushing him down the roster. Because now he's wrestling Dom. This guy, JD from New York, listen to this. He posted a picture of Cody versus Dom for Money in the Bank, right? And then he posted another picture of Cody's match that he turned down in Japan so he can go back to WWE, which would have been Cody versus Juice. And he's like, this could have been Cody's next match, but instead he's wrestling Dom. And I'm thinking, like, Juice will never be as good. Dom is better right now than Juice will ever be. Like, what are you doing?
Right, like, okay, so so Roman's the top heel.
Yeah.
Maybe Gunther's too.
Mm-hmm. Different shows, which that works.
Right, but in the entire company, okay.
Yeah.
Who would be number 3? Like, Dom's got to be right there.
Exactly.
Like, he's a top babyface, he's wrestling a top heel.
Yeah.
I assume they're saving the rematch with Brock till SummerSlam.
Of course. It's Brock Lesnar. He's Mr. SummerSlam.
Booked it a little differently than they have, and I probably wouldn't have Cody working this pay-per-view.
This is perfect. You have Brock Lesnar make him the reason that Dom wins.
Yeah, okay.
And then it's like, what the fuck? You made me lose to Dominic Mysterio? Nah. You need to accept my challenge. Like, let's go. And now Dom has massive heat.
I just would have had this be Cody's hard times moment. Not comparing to his father, but like having him come back like a couple weeks after Money in the Bank, be like, look, you put me out, I beat you, you put me out, let's settle this.
Okay.
But it's fine. And I think Cody and Dom should be fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think because Cody is what he is in professional wrestling, I feel like a guy like Dom is someone that he probably wants to help get over.
My stepdad is so mad about that match.
About Cody
hates Dom so much.
That's great.
And that's what I tell him. And then I was like, but you're not going to see it anyway because we're going to be in Vegas.
Yeah. That's funny, though. That's cool.
He's so mad. I was just like, it doesn't matter. We're not going to see it anyway. But yeah, his guy is Priest as well.
Oh, okay.
His current guy.
Yeah, I mean, Damien's definitely it looks like he's a baby face right now. Like he does not look like he fits that group right now. It's very strange. Yeah. But it also looks like Rhea's a baby face. So it's very strange. Like she's coming off that way.
She is, but she's like a mean girl. So it's like it's hard for her to be, because otherwise I'd say she's like the cool girl in high school that's dating the douchebag. But like no, she's mean. She's a mean girl. So she's like it's hard for her to really be a baby face.
Yeah, I agree with you. Speaking of Rhea, I wanted to talk about this. What do you think's going on with her booking right now? I mean, she's not working any women. She's not starting any programs with women. Do you think there's a reason behind that? Because I did read, and I can't find any more information, so it was a one-off. She apparently has had her kneecap pop out in a couple of wrestling matches, And
Okay,
I think that's why her match with Natty was the way it was supposed to go. So I'm wondering, like, did they make a mistake keeping the title on her, or do you think she's going to be the person that gets cashed in on?
I mean, she could be hurt, and she could be the one that gets cashed in on. Or it could be a situation where, like, say Becky wins it, and then she just names her time and place for SummerSlam, and it's Becky versus Rhea.
I mean, give me that.
That's
To me, I want that at WrestleMania. I want that slow burn build. And the reason, like, this isn't like John Cena versus The Rock. They have not confronted each other. They have one face-to-face as Becky's coming down the ramp. And then they have Rhea looking at her from a monitor. Like, it is such a beautiful slow burn. This is what I want.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you once you said that. Yeah.
I want it to be slow. Like, I almost want their first interaction with each other to be like if you're right, like if Becky wins Money in the Bank and then like Rhea confronts her, almost like I hope you're not thinking of cashing in on me because I'll turn the man into a little boy. You know, like one of those things. You know what I mean? Like, and then kind of like you just challenged Becky Lynch, like, okay. And then Becky kind of does the Carmella, holds it for a long time. You know? I don't know. I just think it'd be pretty cool.
Wouldn't to face Rhea at Mania, wouldn't she kind of have to win the Rumble?
Not if the person that wins. Not if Bianca wins the Rumble and challenges Charlotte, or.
Oh my God, is she gonna win the title?
No, I don't believe so. I think Asuka's gonna hold the title for a little bit.
Because it's just kind of a waste if she does. And that's not even anything against her, but like, why do that? Why put it on Asuka for just a minute?
Well, see, Charlotte, like, it was weird. You got me going the other night. You almost woke me up when you said she's John Cena, but I thought about this long and hard, and I thought
that's actually not what I said.
No, you said she is like Cena, like I forgot. However,
she was supposed to be gone all summer. She's supposed to be bodybuilding.
Yes.
So why? Is she...
I know you're. I don't know. What are you mad at John Cena for healing from his injury quickly? But what I was gonna say is, Charlotte's the one person that could win the title on like Money in the Bank, and then she could lose it on like SmackDown, and it won't hurt her legacy. That's the problem. That's the Cena quality she has.
But why do that?
So she can get to 16.
Oh my God, it's not even close to the same. I'm sorry.
In what way?
In the fact that Ric Flair did it over like 40 years.
John Cena did it in 10.
But like that's what I'm saying. They didn't flip flop the title every couple of months or weeks to get to a number.
I mean, Flair did it a couple times. Flair lost the title to Steamboat and won it right back from him. He lost the title to Sting, won it right back from him. Like,
but that was part of a story. That wasn't to add Reigns so he could get to a number.
No, because I don't think it mattered back then. It's like they talk about Taker's streak all the time. It wasn't a big deal until I forget whatever Mania. Then all of a sudden it was like, holy shit, he's 12-0. Like,
yeah, I think it was where he beat Batista. Where everyone's kind of like, oh, okay.
I'm still mad at myself for rooting for him in that match
against Batista.
I liked Batista. I didn't like Bautista. Like, I didn't like him. Like, but I liked Batista before Hollywood. Like, yes.
Right.
I used to argue I thought he was better than John Cena. I mean, I still feel like he's better than John Cena. Like, but
I don't know. I actually hated him, but I feel like now that I just didn't appreciate him. I love there's the trilogy that him and Cena had right before he left.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a good one. Yeah, really... he quits in the wheelchair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I still feel like when I think of heel turns, I still feel like his heel turn on Rey Mysterio has to be top 5 all time.
Yeah. The only thing about it is that it was really predictable.
Yeah, but the way he did it, if you didn't know this man was going to be a good actor, go back and watch that scene. Go back and watch that. Because the way he just like, I'm going to rip your head off. And he's just like smiling at him. And he's like,
I remember that. They had us stuck in the back room smoking section at Hooters for that pay-per-view.
I love it. I love it. I was never a fan of like a big fan of Ray. I guess
I know you weren't. I don't know why, but my buddy John and I, not the John that you know, a different John. We would go to the pay-per-views and watch them at Hooters when that's the only place you could watch it other than buying them. And we hated Batista so much. We'd be like, when we were going to the bathroom, we'd be like, I'm gonna go take a Batista, Dave, and don't forget to wipe your Batista.
Oh. So you did like that movie, Just Go With It, with Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston, where she teaches her kids that going number 2, is a Devlin because it's a girl that she hated in high school. I gotta go take a Devlin.
That movie's so good.
Yeah, I love that. It is great.
The scene where they're doing the dancing with the coconut or whatever.
Yes, that is great. I'm a big fan of Nicole Kidman, though. She's in one of my favorite movies ever. I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's called Days of Thunder. It's phenomenal.
I'm sorry. What did you just say to me?
I just said that.
I've seen Days of Thunder.
Yeah.
More than I've seen any other film in the history of films.
Oh, for real? I didn't know you were a fan of that. Cold Trickle, baby. I didn't know that. Okay.
Days of Thunder and Rounders are the two.
Man. Of that movie.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's just such a great movie. But I don't know. I guess I appreciated Batista at the time because I was really into his little Triple H feud. I loved it. Like I loved his thing. And honestly, like I loved his feud with Eddie Guerrero too. I loved it. Although I was very hot when he took Eddie's dinner. I still remember that, and I hated it. I
don't think I remember that.
Eddie had pretended 2 weeks in a row to have a stomach ache, right? And the second week he was eating like tamales and stuff, and he just like he goes up to Eddie as he's eating tamales, and he's like, "Oh no, you need to be ready for our tag match," and he takes his plate and he just starts eating. He's like, "Man, you're right. This is so good." Why? I just absolutely loathe when people kick out of finishers. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. Maybe it shouldn't be.
Gee, I wonder where you might have seen that. I'm not watching it live because the card was so good. I was like, I really want to watch it.
Okay. Well, we've been on the podcast for 32 minutes and there's been one wrestling match on right now. This entire time. So
meaning the match started the show and it's still going?
Yes.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it is great. It is really great. Did not expect the pay-per-view quality match on tonight, but I think the whole purpose is to get people to watch Saturday.
Okay.
So
I saw the card and I was like, it looks like a pay-per-view.
Yeah. But yeah, if we could jump over, me and Tyler wanted to go back and forth at each other for a little bit here. So Kurt Angle said something pretty interesting this week, and I haven't given my opinion to Tyler, but I've let him give his opinion to me.
I mean, you did.
No, not really. I just kind of
told me I have to agree with him because he's a wrestler.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said you have to agree with him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. So I was gonna say, Kurt Angle said that Charlotte Flair is the best wrestler, male or female, working today. Tyler, give your opinion of Kurt Angle's opinion.
I don't agree. I mean, she's maybe top 4 or 5. I would say that. I don't think she's better than Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. What was the list I gave you the other night? I don't even remember.
Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Bryan Danielson, Kenny Omega.
I didn't say. I don't think I said Roman.
I thought you did
because
because I know how much you love Roman.
He doesn't wrestle though.
Okay,
I do love the character. I'm sorry, I do. It's the only dominant champion I've ever loved. Roman, Bryan, or no, Seth Bryan. I think I said Seth Bryan and Asuka.
Asuka, yeah, that one annoyed the crap out of me.
His response was, "I want to physically fight you."
Yeah, because there's no way. Like, I get it because I'm gonna come off as hypocritical here.
You guys should see our text messages. He gets so mad at me. It's like I don't know if he's like if we're friends anymore or not, or if he's like gonna come burn my house down.
Yeah, well, so Tyler makes this comment and he says whatever, and I just got really annoyed because I was just like, "There's no way that you honestly believe that Asuka's better than Charlotte right now."
I think she's amazing.
Asuka is amazing, but Charlotte is on a different level. She is Roman Reigns. That's what she is. She's on a different level right now. People can agree or disagree or however they want to do it. She is absolutely on a different wavelength right now. And it just feels honestly like she's not appreciated. And as I think I might have said this to you, or maybe I didn't, she's like LeBron James. Like she's just, nobody wants to root for her. People find reasons to complain about Charlotte.
To me, I think I said to you, what I actually said to you was she's like the female Randy Orton. Like people always want to tell you that she's great or whatever. And sure, okay, fine, but it's just something about it just doesn't sit with me.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like Charlotte is underappreciated. To me, she's definitely the best female talent that we've ever seen. And I do feel like we're force feeding Rhea into like the male discussion, and I feel like Charlotte's been there for years, man. Like she's just the tops of the top. She's not one of those people that was force fed to us and she didn't get it right away. That's the thing. Like in my opinion, she's better than Roman is because it didn't take her 10 years to get it. She got it immediately. Like I'm talking about get it, like her character. Like,
okay, sure.
I'm a heel. I'm a better heel than I'm a face. Then I'm going to be the best. I'm going to make you hate me. She does her job. People hate her very much.
Well, right now she's supposed to be a babyface.
Yes, but this is what I love about this run. I can tell by the way she's cutting promos that they are using the MJF like he's too cool to be a heel. So let's let her go out there and be heelish and then get cheers because she cut like a heel promo on Asuka the other night. And she got more cheers than Asuka did. And I was like, what the hell?
Was the sound really messed up for that promo?
No, I think you just saw it on my TikTok because I had to deal with copyright.
Okay.
No. They cheered for her. They cheered. They wooed. It was, yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't hear cheers or boos. I just heard weird sound that kept cutting out.
Yeah. It was just copyright stuff. That's the way it does. I was just trying to push Charlotte out there, but I feel like clearly this is all a story to help get Bianca to be a heel because we got the Bianca and Adam Pearce thing, and then it's like, oh, Charlotte comes in, gets the shot, and then it's like, all right, let's see if we can hit the Becky Lynch thing all over again. What if Charlotte comes in, wins the title, and Bianca loses her shit? But now we did it the right way. Like, oh, Bianca's a heel now. It's her and the Street Profits. They're heels now. You know what I mean? Like what? Like that's kind of how I feel like it's happening.
I guess it's hard for me to imagine the Street Profits as heels, but
they started as heels.
Sure, but did they?
I think their gimmick is to like you have to like one of the best things I heard in professional wrestling. I actually give a lot of credit because I heard this from Finn Balor. When he became heel in Japan, he said, "I'm taking everything you love.
Away. Like,
yeah, I'm taking it all away," and that's kind of what I think they need to do. A lot of my favorite things that have been said about professional wrestling are by specifically by Kenny Omega and by Finn Balor. I love that Kenny talks about how nobody uses wrestling correctly anymore, that a guy will like give you like 3 arm moves and then he'll work on your leg the rest of the match. And then you wonder why nobody sells.
Right.
So Kenny's really big on telling stories, which is why I think he's one of the tops in the world, because he just, the way his mind, his in-ring ability, his promo.
Was that quote from? Did you get that from Balor on his first Jericho podcast?
Yeah,
because he talks about that.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. I used to listen to Jericho's podcast a lot.
He's a really good interviewer, no matter what else you think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I probably would listen to it more, but I guess I just have so many podcasts now that I listen to it. He's kind of just fallen.
There's a lot of non-wrestling in it, so I'm not subscribed to it, but I do periodically go on and look and see if there's anything that I like. He had Mark Briscoe about a month ago. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't listen to it. I'd be afraid. I'd be afraid it would catch me too hard.
Only broke down once.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, I don't know if I'm ready for all that. But all right, guys. Well, we're gonna jump into intermission now.
Before we do, I wanted to respond to one TikTok video I saw that you posted about the new women's title that was given to Asuka.
Okay.
I just think people are making too big a deal out of it. Like, why wasn't it given to Bianca? Because if she was going to drop the title, if she was just going to drop it, why would they do that? Why are you going to give a brand new title to someone who's just going to lose it?
I think what I wanted to get across was I thought it was very strange that someone who held the title for 400 plus days didn't get the new belt. That's what it was. It wasn't specifically because it was Bianca. It was just like, and then somebody did try to race bait me in the comments.
Right, and that's what I saw, and I just didn't think in that particular instance that you could really. I think it's more about the fact that she's a new champion, and so they're starting a new era.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I did say to that person, I was really trying to start a conversation about Bianca going heel. And I just kind of left it at that. Like, that's kind of what I wanted. I was every time I post a TikTok, I want to be able to post one that leads to, like, if you ask me the right question, then I can comment on it in the future, which is kind of what I've done. Like one of the things I got from this girl Melissa who commented on she posts on TikTok where she says to get up there, you have to get like attached to people. Like, there should be people you dislike. There should be people you like that people know, like, they'll tag you. So now people tag me in Bryan Danielson videos. Right. They tag me in Bret Hart videos. And recently I've been tagged in a lot of Damian Priest and Judgment Day because I didn't realize that the Judgment Day actually takes up a lot of my feed. So
yeah, you can talk about them a fair amount.
Yeah, they're definitely giving me a lot of content. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Judgment Day. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Bianca's a fantastic athlete, and I just didn't want her just put in that category of, oh, they did this because, like, her run is more than that. And I think, and I just, like you said, she deserves her flowers.
Yeah,
but the reason they did it the way they did it, I believe, is because it's a new era.
Yes, and honestly, like I did think about answering that one comment that we're talking about that asked me like, oh, it's because she's, however they commented on it, and I did have an answer, but I felt like if I did that, I'd be opening up a can of worms. But I'll say it here on this podcast, which is I was going to bring up that CM Punk was a champion for 434 days, and when he lost the title, The Rock brought out a new title. So it was separate. It wasn't about that.
Yeah, it's just to me, they're never. The only time I've ever seen them do it to someone who would just immediately dropped it was when Triple H got the new Undisputed title, and I don't think that was the plan all along, was for him to drop it. It's just they gave it to Hogan because of his reaction at Mania. Yes, I know.
Oh man. Anyway,
well, since I mentioned that man's name, do we want to just go there?
yeah, I guess we're just going to hold off on intermission for a little bit. So Hulk Hogan made a comment this week that was pretty harsh. He said, a lot of these wrestlers today don't look like wrestlers. They look like guys that should be bagging my groceries. And I just thought to myself, there's a reason Hogan's not getting a lot of hate for this. There's a reason it's not trending on Twitter. And it has nothing to do with Hogan being a racist. And it has nothing to do with people loving Hulk Hogan. The reason that people, this is just my opinion, the reason that people are not slamming Hogan for this is because I think fans agree with him. Because right now, there's been so much crap about Adam Cole's body, about MJF's height, about Darby Allin's body, about Orange Cassidy's body, about, like, for some reason, wrestling fans right now are talking about what these guys look like, and I'm just curious, what do you think about all this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know that I don't really care what they look like as long as they perform in the ring. Like, I love some of the big fat, like, I love watching Yoko and even Mabel, even just like people bounce off them and stuff. It just looks cool to me.
Mo King's Mabel, one man on a mission. Oh, I'm not going to go into it, but yeah. I definitely, I don't know. I just don't understand because I feel like people, like, they want to complain about the steroid era and they want to complain about, like, the bodybuilding era. But then it feels like, why are you guys talking about Adam Cole's body? Because it almost comes off that you enjoyed that time. Like, if you're telling me that Adam Cole doesn't look like what's supposed to be a world champion, right? If that's something that bothers you that much, you know, like, I even saw this comparison about Bryan, where they were like, even Bryan, when he beat John Cena at SummerSlam, he was bigger. Yes, but Bryan has said that when that was the biggest he ever was in his career, and that was
you froze there, bud.
I didn't.
You did.
I mean, all right.
Okay. Just maybe repeat that because I don't know if they got it.
Okay. So a lot of comparisons were made to Bryan Danielson, and they talk about, when he beat John Cena for the title at SummerSlam, he was bigger. And I just want to come back to that. Like, Bryan has said that that's actually the worst he's felt in his career. Like, he has actually said in interviews, like, that's the biggest I ever was. I beefed up because, you know, I'm wrestling these bigger guys, and I got injured more. I had more concussions because his body isn't meant to be that big. He's doing better work at this frame. Look at Shawn Michaels. He was, whether you believe it or not, he was bigger in the 90s, and then when he came back, he was more lean. For whatever reason.
He was definitely bigger.
I know he has a big denial out there. I just don't believe it.
Well, I think he was a little chunky too. In the coming from me, right? But in the early
days, felt like he was jacked. He looked like a Chippendale.
Not like 93, 94. He really didn't. He had a little bit of a gut.
Oh no, yeah. You're right.
Because that's when he got
early Shawn Michaels.
That's when he got popped for the steroids. Was in like 93, and he had a bit of a gut, and he said to Vince, he's like, I'm matching Nash meal for meal. Like, I'm fat. How do you think I'm on steroids?
He could have fucking gained 30 more pounds. He still was probably one of the he was 1A or 1B on the planet. So
for sure. Yeah. No, I'm not questioning that. Where was I going?
You're talking about HBK being fat.
But why?
Because we're talking about Hogan's body issues.
Okay. This is going well. Yeah. So I mean, and yes, definitely when he came back, he was, and even not first time champion HBK was leaner, more leaned out, looked like he almost looked skinny.
Yeah.
But like I said, obviously the guys, like, my favorite wrestlers are CM Punk, who's obviously not a body guy. I mean, he's in decent shape, but he's not, uh, you know, ripped. Balor obviously is. Damian Priest wears a shirt, so he probably is. But how could you tell?
He's got like the Baron Corbin thing going.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy looks like anybody on the street. Kenny,
Down here.
did you see the scrum after the pay-per-view? They asked Orange Cassidy if he was one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Yes, that's what I was going to talk about. I love that.
I'm not even close, but thank you.
I disagree with that. I think he is one of the best.
But it was still funny.
Yeah, I definitely felt like he's definitely one of the best in the world because
he has been
not everybody.
Sorry.
What?
To me, he's been the most entertaining thing in that company for the past 6 months.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of look at it as he's one of those guys where like not everybody could do his style. So that's what sets him apart.
Right, and so he has the gimmick or whatever, but also, man, he's made that title mean something just by having banger after, like what Sheamus says is legit for him. Banger after banger after banger every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. To me, I'm confused at this whole like body image thing. Like I told Tyler before we came on air that there are pictures out there after the 4 pillar matches where they talk about there's photos about like MJF's lifts on his shoes and Darby Allin's, and I'm just like, why is this an issue? Why do you care so much about these guys' like looks? What's the issue? What's the problem?
Yeah,
so
I don't care at all, especially about how tall they are.
Yeah, yeah, but no, obviously not, because some of the best wrestlers on the planet, like Dragunov, is 5'10". You know, he's obviously phenomenal. Speaking of Dragunov, what a match last night. My Lord. Dragunov and Baron Corbin tore the house down. That match was better than the Dijak match.
Okay, I didn't see it. I had a phone call I had to make last night.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's definitely a special talent, but I want to give credit to Baron Corbin because I made a comment today on a TikTok where his NXT run is being universally like appreciated. Like no one has an issue with it. I have not seen a negative comment about Corbin going to NXT. No one is unhappy. Everybody wants the lone wolf back. Yeah. And I'm thinking to myself, I get that your ulterior motive as a wrestling fan, and especially someone like you, Tyler, because you're a fan of his, is if Melo drops the title to Baron Corbin next week, that then that would mean Melo would go up to the main roster. And that's great. If that's what you want to happen. What?
They have a title match next week?
Yeah. Yeah, there's
on top of Seth versus Brock?
Yeah. Both of those matches are next week.
I'm going to see if I can find someone to cover that shift. I have a chance. I don't even know if I will be able to. That sucks. I have a chance to get free tickets to that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, dude, you should go. Braun versus Seth. You can see Seth live.
Play and get your ass down here and you can go.
No, I can't.
I'll forward you the email.
Yeah, that would be great. You know what? I could probably make the drive. I don't know if Judah would let me take the baby though. Like, I'm not gonna leave my babies. Like, I don't know. I guess yeah, I would love to go do that. That would be great. I know that the shows are free. That's crazy. That's a free match. That's insane. You should. Yeah, I would just call off work. Just call off. How do they know you're gonna go?
now that we've discussed it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I guess. Sorry, Ups. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. I didn't mean to recommend for him to call off work. I apologize. But it's Seth freaking Rollins versus probably the future. The guy's only 25. Come on, this is gonna be like Seth and CM Punk, guys. Like when they were, when CM Punk went back to help get him over. I don't know. This is a big deal to me.
Maybe have a conversation tomorrow and see what can be done.
Yeah, I definitely love Braun's heel gimmick. It's definitely coming off better, and I love that he's a heel and he's losing, like heels are supposed to do. That he's not a heel and he's not dominating. You know what I mean? Like he's losing matches. I think that's what's. I really feel like whoever's running Braun Breaker right now is doing it the right way. So keep doing it that way. But yeah, now we're gonna jump into intermission, guys. Tyler has is it this week or this day in wrestling history?
It's actually this day. On this day in wrestling history, speaking of the aforementioned Braun Breaker, Steiner Brothers beat Money Inc. on a house show.
There was only a 33% chance that you would do that. So sorry.
Did you expect it?
No, I didn't. But I could not do it though. Like
he made a motion, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
Steiner Brothers beat Money Inc. to win the tag titles. They would flop it back and forth, but ultimately ending up on the Steiners. Over the course of a week, they switched the titles 3 different times. At house shows, which almost never happens.
Well, yeah, no, I love that. I mean, I'm obviously, I think we've talked about it on the podcast. I'm a massive fan of the Steiner brothers. Some of my favorite matches are their back and forth matches with the Hart Foundation with Brett and Jim. I was never one of those people that I deem idiots that don't believe that Jim Neidhart was a good wrestler. I feel like you just don't know. I feel like you're one of those people that just doesn't know professional wrestling if you don't believe Jim's a good wrestler. Yeah, he wasn't good enough to be by himself, but he was an amazing tag performer. He was a great tag wrestler. So
he's another one that I just put in that smart worker category.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's like a gold dust. You have to appreciate what he is. Gold dust is all right. He's a little better.
Need to address that. I'll just let it go.
No, he's a little better. But yeah, he's great. So guys, my quote of the week I felt was super important because of what Saturday's giving, what's happening on Saturday for us. So here goes. Should I cross my legs? Anyway, John Cena. Yeah. No, they're sexy. John Cena, while you lay there, hopefully uncomfortable as possible as you can be, I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this. Because before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things to get off my chest. I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than most of the people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best, because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world, and there's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince's ass. You're as good at kissing Vince's ass as Hulk Hogan was. I don't know. You're as good as an ass kisser as Dwayne. He's a pretty good ass kisser too, though. Always was and still is. Whoops, I'm breaking the fourth wall. Hi, Colt Cabana. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do all of it.
Irony.
Yeah, that is irony. That's why I wanted to stop there.
I wouldn't be ironic. I was being hypocritical.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I wanted to just remind people, because it feels like there's this little toxic community that's starting to hate CM Punk before he comes back. And I know Eric Bischoff has had a lot of stupid things to say, but guys, we all clamored and practically begged this man in the streets to come back to wrestling, and one little media scrum cannot take away from how much we love him. Like, come on.
Did I turn you into an 83 weeks listener?
No, I just see because of you,
Because I haven't seen the
recommending. No, he just pointed out that like he's the biggest failure financially. He's a financial failure, like in professional wrestling. Okay. That's what Eric Bischoff said about CM Punk, and now he feels like he's being proven right.
So is the finger poke of doom, Eric.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, a lot of decisions that Eric made at the end there were pretty bad. But do you have any pop quiz for us this week?
I do.
Okay.
So, in 1996, Goldust defeated Razor Ramon at the Royal Rumble to become the Intercontinental Champion. He held that title until he lost it at King of the Ring to Ahmed Johnson.
Yes, damn it! I thought that was going to be the question.
Except that he didn't.
He didn't.
The title was held up for in kayfabe a week. I believe it was actually a day. Till the next Raw taping, due to a controversial finish to an Intercontinental title match. Who was it that first appeared to pin Goldust and then was declared a draw and the title was declared vacant?
It's a good one.
He's never been a champion other than this.
Ever? Like not even
Ever.
hardcore title?
I don't think he was around for the hardcore title.
No tag titles either?
I don't believe so. The closest he's come to any major accolades is a King of the Ring final and one other main event.
Bam Bam Bigelow?
No, but I could see where you would think that.
Mabel?
No, he won King of the Ring.
Oh, yeah, he won King of the Ring. I'm looking at the finals right now.
I mean, some would say that's cheating, but
No, I'm sitting. You can see me. I'm not actually looking. I'm in my brain. I'm trying to, Rolodexing.
Computer or something.
It's Brett. I'm on the computer with you. What the hell? I'm getting accused. You're gaslighting me on our podcast. No.
Apparently, I do that.
No. Hold on. No, because I'm thinking in my head, Brett versus Bam Bam, and then it wasn't Bam Bam, and then it's Owen versus Razor. They both won titles. I forgot who Mabel beat. Was it who Mabel beat?
It was.
Oh, I'm gonna have to tap out. I don't remember who Mabel beat for the King of the
Ring. Look behind you.
Was this Savio Vega?
It was.
Oh wow!
Savio hit Goldust with the title and pinned it.
Oh wow! You're right. Yeah.
Whoever was the authority figure came out and held up the title.
My God, he pulled a Mick Foley. Ugh.
Or I don't know if Savio hit him with the title. He was hit with the title. I don't remember exactly how it went down. I did this from memory because I couldn't find an interesting trivia question.
That's a great one though, because it stumped me and I didn't get it, but I was able to. All right, I wonder. We should do that one day. I should ask you to name all the televised or pay-per-view like finals for the King of the Ring. See if we can name them all. Damn, that's.
Would you like me to do it right now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So for pay-per-view,
yeah, starting with 93.
Mm-hmm. Bam Bam versus Brett, Owen Razor, Mabel Savio, Austin J, Triple H, Rock Shamrock, Billy Gunn, X-Pac,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Angle Rikishi, Angle Edge, Brock versus RVD. That's all the pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's great.
Regal over Punk on TV. I don't know the finalists of the WWE Network ones. I do know the winners were Sheamus and Wade Barrett.
Yeah. All European guys, awesome.
Yeah.
You're missing.
Okay. So you have match of the week, I believe.
You missed Xavier Woods.
Oh, damn.
And
You're
and Zelina.
That's not. She wasn't the king.
She's the queen. She won the Queen of the Ring.
That's not the king. You said king.
Doesn't matter. That's
and
true,
I
I
did
guess. But
Xavier Woods, and I was not happy about that one. So
you weren't happy that Zelina won?
no, Xavier.
You weren't happy Xavier won? What?
Beat
Who did he beat?
Balor.
Why did you? Why were you unhappy?
Because he beat Balor.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it. I was just thinking, but he's the only one who hasn't won anything special in the New Day. So, okay, I get it. My match of the week.
Never mind. I won't finish that sentence.
He's the best in-ring performer out of the three. So
No, that's not where I was going. You said he hadn't done anything special, and I.
Oh no, we're not going to be the Usos right now. Wale is not behind me to referee this. No, we're not doing that. Yeah. All right. My match of the week, guys, is from NXT TakeOver in Your House, June 7th, 2020. So you can find that on Peacock. And it is Charlotte as the NXT champion versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. This is one of the best triple threat matches that you're going to watch. And obviously, I think it's important because Charlotte obviously is Charlotte. Rhea is the current top dog, and Io is everybody's fantasy pick for Money in the Bank. So I thought this was really, if you guys want to watch a really good match with the three of them, I think this is a good reference to watch, guys.
Yeah, it's a really good match. It's actually a really good show. Especially if you like the nostalgia going back to the 90s with the In Your House gimmick, was really a nice, fun change of pace, little break during the pandemic.
Yeah,
yeah.
I definitely love this match. I think it's one of the better matches. NXT just does women wrestling right. I don't have any other comment to say. They really do women wrestling right. If you don't believe me, go back and watch everything that they've done.
I think they have a couple of female coaches that probably have a lot to do with that.
They do it right. I'm not saying I don't know why they do it. I just think they do it right. I believe a lot of companies like AEW, TNA, even WWE, the main roster could learn a lot if they just paid attention to the way that the women are booked.
Yeah, I mean TNA does a good job.
Yeah, they do a good job. They give us good main events. Whenever I will say this, TNA, they deliver whenever they put women in the main event. We always know it's going to be a banger.
The Knockouts division has typically been booked really well. With
a lot of botches going on right now, but I mean, there's a lot of people, including myself, that had high hopes for Naomi, but definitely she's definitely not Mercedes.
She's also been a year since she's been in the ring, so maybe give her a little time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, she looks fabulous, guys. I will say that. But yeah, so we have just two things left to talk about, guys.
before we do that, can we please just shout out Alex freaking Shelley?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about damn time.
Yeah, it is about time. He definitely has been long overdue, and now that team can both say that they're world champions.
Two of the
I believe
chillest guys in the business.
Yeah, I believe they're both currently the X Division and world champion.
They are.
I think that is awesome, guys. That is something that just unheard of. Usually, there's always like as they always compare it to the Rockers, and it's always like who's the Marty, who's the HBK, and you can argue back and forth. I've always thought Saban was the Marty, so I mean Saban's not that great.
I think they're both really good.
Yeah.
I don't know that there has to be a Marty or a Saban in that.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was like insinuating. It was kind of like, you know, they're both world champions now, so they're both like in the Edge and Christian category, where it's like,
right,
all right, whoever's your preference, but they've both been world champs, guys.
Alex is my guy and has been ever since I met him. I was on a flight to Detroit with both those guys in like 2008, and they're just really chill guys. But Alex Shelley has been my dude in TNA for a long time, so
that's cool.
I'm excited to see him win it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna do a tag partners. Here at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose we can get back on track now.
No. Oh yeah, we're good. The rest of this is just gonna be us just ad-libbing, guys. Tyler has something he wants to kind of rebook from the 90s, and I just wanted to give a freestyle on which actually is apropos for the fact that he was a freestyle world champion in Greco-Roman wrestling, so that works out really well. Great job, Tyler. You didn't even try that.
I'm just that smart.
Yeah, that was great.
I can't even look at you right now.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, Tyler. So in 96 and 97, you have a rebook for Shawn Michaels and Vader. How would you do it?
So Shawn and Vader, obviously, we've talked about it a lot on this podcast. It didn't work. And it's okay if you want to blame Shawn, you want to blame Vader, whatever. Either way, didn't work. Didn't get to what they were supposed to do. So as soon as so they had the SummerSlam match and it didn't go well, so they pivoted to Sid. What I would have done, thinking now about it, is right after that, Shawn and Mankind had this amazing match at In Your House Mind Games. And then Shawn had the next pay-per-view off. Mankind fought The Undertaker in Buried Alive. Because Taker interfered at the end of was one of the ones that interfered at the end of the Shawn Mankind match, costing him the title. So why not make that match, the Buried Alive match, also for number one contender? Instead of inserting Sid against Shawn, do Mankind. You have better matches. Also, what you get to at Mania is Mankind versus Taker in the main event instead of Taker versus Sid, which was one of the worst main events ever. You still get Brett versus Austin. And then you also could have had the really interesting tag team of Sid and Vader. Because I would just put Sid in Mankind's spots, basically.
Yeah. Cornette could have run them both. It would have been great.
Yeah, I just think it would have been I think we would have had way better matches and probably more interesting story because I like Sid, but he's limited for sure, and also, let's be real, he cares more about softball than wrestling.
I mean, he's definitely underwhelming. I love that booking. I wouldn't change anything about that. I think that's a great idea. I wish that would have happened. I think it would have saved us. For me, WrestleMania 13, I watched that pay-per-view so much with my dad. I feel like that Rock and Sultan match, I've seen it. I could see it in my dreams sometimes. It's just, yeah, I agree with you.
You know what's
Obviously,
crazy?
What?
I've seen that pay-per-view so many times, but I've never seen the Taker Sid match. I always fall asleep or turn it off.
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, I wouldn't expect it to be. But
But I
given
do
the
think it's
feud,
great. What?
given the feud that Taker and Mankind had already established, and then they just worked the next month anyway, so you could have had the very first Backlash type rematch as well.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
agree. I guess it is pretty cool though that Taker took on the two top big men of that era in back-to-back manias. But
that says a lot about big men in that era. It was those two.
yeah, yeah. I like that idea. I don't think I would change it. I just think that that's kind of like Monday morning quarterback, just because I don't think Mankind was ever looked at like that. You know what I mean? Like I think he was given that top title, but to main event WrestleMania, I don't think he was going to get that soon. Clearly, he got 16 or WrestleMania 2000, whatever they call it. He was able to be in that.
Well, I agree with you. I just, like I said, the playoff the feud that was already existent, especially after they had that amazing match that they knew what they had in him and Shawn, that he could come back, win the title from Shawn at Survivor Series, lose it back to him at Mania or at Rumble. Also, it even more organically leads into Mankind's face turn when Paul Bearer leaves him for Taker after Taker wins the title. I just think it's a smoother transition than what we had.
Mm-hmm.
That is still one of my favorite eras of WWE.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Well, if we're gonna stick to that era, we're just gonna go a little bit forward because it just happened, I guess, a year or two later. I wanted to kind of shout out Kurt Angle because he's made himself pretty relevant recently with some of his takes, and I've agreed with a lot of his stuff. He has come out and said that he felt like WWE made a mistake with Cody Rhodes not going over at WrestleMania. He has pointed out, which is something Tyler I know agrees with, that this is not the territory era, so having a long-term champion like Roman Reigns doesn't really matter for this time.
This is one time that I disagree
with
that. I just think there's something about this run that is like the story that they've told is magical.
Okay.
So it's not even just the fact that he's the champion, it's the story that they've told around it, and I don't think they can tell that without the title. Because if he doesn't have the championship, like, why are you the tribal chief, Oos? What you got that I don't got?
I agree. I do feel like the problem is that I don't see him losing it at WrestleMania 40. So
I think he'll lose it before then. But.
Nah, I think he's going to turn face as champion, and he's going to hold the title to pass Hogan as a babyface.
There's no way they're going to go that long. I think Jay. I think how you turn him face is Jay beats him for the title, and then all three of them turn on him with Heyman, and then they become the heels, and he's poor Roman. His whole family turn on him, and he's a babyface.
I don't think that'll work. I think that'll just make them cheer for the bloodline more. I think right now he's treated them so poorly that would just...
Yeah, but nobody remembers that.
I suppose.
Don't you know we're wrestling fans? We don't have memories. We're like goldfish.
Yeah, I don't think Cody's going to be the guy to take the title off him. I think they've kind of made that.
I think it's Jay.
I think Cody becomes the world heavyweight champion before. If they bring back the legacy of the world heavyweight championship, then
yeah.
It's a title that Dusty won, so you know what I
Right.
mean. It's that.
Yeah, I would love to see him. I think Seth loses it before then. I was going to say
Oh
people want
yeah,
to take it off of Seth.
Seth's gonna lose it to Logan Paul at SummerSlam. So it's gonna happen, Tyler. I'm trying to remind you. I'm trying to tell you nonstop, so that way you're prepared and it doesn't hurt you as much at SummerSlam. Listen to me, man. You see what's behind me? I don't like Logan Paul.
I'll do a
All
fucking
right?
run-in. Do a run-in.
Whatever. Absolutely. I definitely don't want to do a run in Brock Lesnar though.
Why? Why don't you like Logan Paul? He's from your home.
Because he's trying to ruin my island. Him and his stupid brother. They're the beaches in Puerto Rico are for public access, and now they have armed security guards.
Okay. Devil's advocate. If you watch that video, someone already owned that house before him,
and they let people walk through their property.
That wasn't what she said in that video. She said it was
But
some
there was
asshole baseball player or something.
Yes, but there was armed security now. He has people with guns.
Because people want to kill him.
And he's also taking advantage of the tax break. If you're an American and you move to Puerto Rico right now and buy a house over there, you don't have to pay taxes on the house. You have a tax break. But if you're Puerto Rican and you buy a house, you have to pay taxes like a normal citizen. So he's taking advantage of the tax break, going to another country.
When I win this bracelet and move to Puerto Rico and buy a house, are you going to hate me?
I don't think you're going to move to Puerto Rico. You'll probably move back to Canada because you like mooses.
I might move back to Canada because the money is more there.
Yeah, I'll move to Canada. I don't know. I would love to move to Canada. I want to go like make friends with a wolf. Like that's what I want. I want to find a wolf cub in the wilderness, take him home.
Oh, yeah. Good plan.
Listen, they don't attack people. All right?
Sure.
That's BS. They don't attack people. They run away from people.
Sure.
I love animals. I wish I should have been a vet. It's just anyway. But yeah, going back to Kurt Angle, I wanted to just talk about what he means to wrestling, and I saw a couple things this week about talking about him, and I've always kind of considered him like the luckiest wrestler alive. He came into professional wrestling as one of the luckiest guys ever. He comes in when the top guys are Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H. Like he gets to work with all these guys, but they've all made it. Like they've all stepped out of their way to talk about how he can work anyone's style and he can do it and keep up with them or sometimes better. And I just think it's great. Like Kurt Angle's that one guy who's worked all of our favorite wrestlers except for Brett. He's worked all of our favorite wrestlers, every single one of them. He's worked Voldemort. He's worked Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's worked The Rock. He's worked HBK. He's worked AJ Styles. He's worked Edge. This dude has worked everybody. Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero. Like they're Samoa Joe, Sting, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. He's worked everybody you love. Like it's insanity. I think it's crazy. Well, do you have anything to say about him?
Do you think at some point people are going to figure out who Voldemort is?
Yeah, of course, because the whole thing of Voldemort is he who will not be named. That's what they call him in Harry Potter. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, get up on it because your nephew has read.
I know. I need to. I was told by someone earlier.
When we come to visit Florida, he wants to go to Harry Potter World. So
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that like soon?
Yeah, we're supposed to. Yep, we're supposed to come in next. I believe we're going to be there for Money in the Bank as long as Jasmine doesn't back out.
Yeah, well, you realize I won't be here, right?
Yes, we talked about this already.
Okay, I'm sure our listeners are very interested in this whole travel dilemma.
Yeah. Kurt Angle, what do you got to say?
He's great. Like you said, you call him the luckiest. We've had this conversation. You call him one of the luckiest wrestlers alive, and sure, he came in at a time when there was all these great performers. But like, he had to be able to hold his own with all of them. So in some instances, he's the unluckiest because he had to be able to keep up with all these guys, and he never ever failed to do so.
No, did I mention Austin? Did I mention Austin when I said
You did.
Okay.
I don't know if you mentioned him working with him because you mentioned a lot of people, and I kind of zoned out there for a second. But
Well, yeah, but I do feel like Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. is going to be insane.
when is this happening?
Forbidden Door.
Yeah, take my money.
Yeah, but yeah, I just feel like he's one of those special wrestlers, and honestly, he's not on anybody's top 5 list. It's nuts.
He isn't?
I've talked to so many wrestling fans, and whenever they talk about wrestlers, the same guys always come up: Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, The Rock, Hulk Hogan.
Okay, well, there's only one guy on that list that he's not better than, so... sorry.
You think he's better than Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Do I think he's a better worker? A better performer? Yeah, probably, actually.
You think he's better than Rocky?
Without question.
I'll give you the other two.
I'm not a Rock fan.
I'm fine. I mean, I'm not a big Austin guy. I just kind of feel like he's really like people don't. I feel like people just think it's his character. Like he's not a good wrestler. It's just weird.
No, he was great, but I think Angle's better.
Yeah,
I think Angle's as good. To me, it would be Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Voldemort.
As what?
The top 5 wrestlers.
You said Bret, Shawn, Eddie Guerrero, Voldemort, and Kurt Angle?
Yeah. In-ring professional wrestlers?
In no way is Eddie not better. There's no way Eddie's 3.
Order. I just named 5 who I think are the top 5.
So Voldemort and Angle, you have as like in the top 5.
Yeah,
I would bounce either one of them for Bryan Danielson. That's crazy. Which pick one?
All right. I'm just gonna say his name at this point.
We know. Yeah, we know it's Benoit. Yeah, we know it, but
because I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson is not a better in-ring professional wrestler than him. No.
I don't even know what, like, did you get high on some Gator?
I'm not sure that's a thing.
I don't understand. Did it bite you? Do you have some voodoo, some crazy voodoo right now? Did you just I don't get it. Do you did you lick a frog down there? What is going on right now? You're telling me that a guy who wouldn't No, Bryan Danielson is Bryan is everything Owen was supposed to be. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. Okay. If Owen was alive, everything Bryan has done now, Owen would have already have done. Bryan wouldn't be the first guy doing it. That's what I mean. But
I don't know.
There's no way
Owen would have stuck around.
I can't put listen. Full disclosure. Yes, if he was still alive, he'd probably be my favorite ever. But I can't put him above Bryan, knowing that Bryan has created his style. Like Shawn created his style. Like Regal created his style. Benoit's style is hold for hold Dynamite Kid. I can't put someone in the top workers ever because they're the same wrestler. Then that means Dynamite Kid's one of the top wrestlers ever.
Yeah, I know a lot of
Then
people
you
would
have to put
definitely
him in that category.
that's the case.
That's not close. This is not a Kobe Jordan argument where like Kobe did everything Jordan did and he was able to like be successful the same way. I just don't. I don't see that. I just don't. I'm sorry.
I don't know when you formed this opinion because we could have had this conversation 6 months ago, and you would be arguing that he's the best.
I feel like no. I feel like it's one of those special moments where Brian just is still like, dude, the guy started in 2002 and it's 2023. It's 21 years that he's been wrestling at the highest level. That is only Shawn Michaels has been able to do what he's doing. That's it. And that's his mentor. So obviously, like he's
Okay.
mixed. Come on. I think you just hate Bryan Danielson.
I don't.
It's pretty. You're on this.
Honestly,
you got a lot of on this podcast about Brian. You don't like him.
Honestly, I forgot him.
You're,
Now I have to argue to keep him off because I forgot that he existed. And also, sometimes I find him to just be really boring.
that's because I think it's the same thing William Regal gets. People just don't appreciate that.
His in-ring work is
style.
like him as a babyface is just really boring. He doesn't have very much personality. As a heel, he's pretty great, except for right now he's pretty fucking annoying.
What do you mean? He's because they're saying he's the best ever? You're mad that they're calling him the greatest of all time?
No. I mean, he's supposed to be annoying, right? But like, amateur, shut up.
He doesn't do that anymore.
For
Now he's
what,
just
a couple
saying.
weeks?
Now he's said that there's going to be no rain because he's taken Okada to the fucking desert. I love it. What a line!
That is.
I need that on a T-shirt. I need that on a T-shirt.
That is spectacular.
So great.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, I just want it so bad. I feel like I'm gonna watch that match as much as I watch Brian Omega. The first, like,
I do love heel Bryan Danielson.
yeah, I want to see this so bad. And that's the problem is that he's gonna put him over. It just it frustrates me.
You think?
Frustrates me. Yes, I think he's gonna put him over. It's Okada. It's
Okada lost a 4-way last year at Forbidden Door to like Jay White, Adam Cole, and I don't even remember who the other guy was in the mat. Hangman? Yeah.
Oh, but Hangman was the champ.
No, it wasn't.
Who was the champ?
Well, it was Mox versus what's his face for the title. Tanahashi. Mox versus Tanahashi.
Oh, Jay White won, right?
Yeah, it was the match
Jay White
that
won that.
got hurt in.
Yeah, but White has like the Sting Hogan thing. He doesn't lose to Okada.
Okay.
It's a storyline in Japan. Like he hasn't lost to Okada.
I thought he was 3-1 or something.
I guess, but when he cuts the promo, he makes it seem like he hasn't lost to him. So
I don't know.
Sky Blue's really good.
I couldn't tell you.
Well, she's in the main event tonight, so you're gonna watch her.
It's in the main event? That's the main event?
I believe so. It's 9:30 now. They're wrestling right now.
Have Cole and MJF wrestled yet? Guess not.
Do you really want me to tell you?
Well, have they wrestled? You don't tell me what happened.
Yeah, they wrestled.
Has the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club?
Oh no, that match didn't happen yet. Okay, so that's the main event.
I was like thinking all these matches are on the show, and that's
Is
the
it the
main event.
whole Elite? Is it the whole Elite? Like, is it all
six-man.
4? Oh, it's a
Six-man.
6-man. But there's
Believe.
4 members in each group.
I think it's Hangman and it's the Hung Bucks.
Oh,
Hangman against
Cesaro, Mox, and Yuta.
Is that it? Okay.
Probably because we don't get to see Brian for free anymore. I get it. I understand. It's just sucks. Anyway, yeah. I don't
It's
know.
a hell of a show they're putting on.
Yeah, it has been great. It has been great.
Yeah.
It's been great. Tony Storm is definitely, she's an angry human right now, and it is awesome. I wish she was still in WWE. Her match with Rhea for the NXT UK Championship, both of them were just so good. I was so sad. I'm so sad she's not over there anymore. But yeah. Yeah.
What in the actual hell are you doing?
I'm watching AEW as we're speaking.
Show me the toy. What are you playing? What are you playing with?
My pen.
Driving me insane.
Oh, you can hear it? You can.
Yeah.
Well, they typically do drive you insane in December, so yeah, that makes sense.
Drive me insane all year. Kyle Shanahan just knocked my players the ball.
Yeah, these were actually my gift from Arthur last year for Father's Day. He got me these, and he got me some, like, a shirt. He always gets me like a daddy shirt. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah. Oh, and Target had these pants. They're like joggers. They're Mr. Incredible, and they say Incredible Dad, and he got me those. So that's how I have to pick them up Saturday. We're going to see The Flash on Saturday night. So
okay. My stepdad and I are going to see Fast X on Sunday, and then we're going to go to dinner and watch the U.S. Open.
Oh, okay. I just watched this amazing video TaylorMade posted about making Justin Robinson's driver and how a driver's made. Justin Robbins? Is it Justin Robbins? Not Justin Robbins.
Justin Thomas, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know.
Jordan
I think
Spieth?
I might have saved it. No, hold on. Just now I feel like I'm
John Rahm?
on the thing here. No, hold on here.
This is golf
Dustin
corner.
Johnson. What the hell? I went dyslexic. Dustin Johnson. Sorry. I went dyslexic. Anyway,
Justin Johnson.
Yeah. But yeah, they made his driver a TaylorMade driver, and I was just watching it. I watched it like 30 times. I couldn't stop. It was like it was crazy, but I loved it. But yeah, is there anything you want to say wrestling wise to sign off our wrestling podcast so we don't talk about golf?
I just want to talk about a little more. But no, I think I'm excited to watch tonight's show. Like I said, I'm going to get a frosty beverage and a little snack and enjoy. But
yeah, man, it's a great show.
Wait till it's over to start it. I don't go to work till 1 tomorrow, so it doesn't really matter when I go to bed.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I'm sure Tyler will be texting me what he, and how
Lewis
he
will
feels
be
about
sleeping.
the show and everything. Yeah, because I work at 4 a.m. So
we have these conversations and they get really heated, and then he just disappears.
Yeah,
and I think he's on his way to burn my house down, but really he's just sleeping.
Yeah, I just fall. A lot of the times, Tyler has actually hit me in the face so many times. Like I've had my phone here, laying in bed, and then it just go like, and I'll just like I'll be like falling asleep.
I did that last night. I took a bump in my sleep, and I'm just like, what is my life?
Yep. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to our podcast. If you want, you can catch us on Must Wrestling on Twitter, Grizzly Canadian for Tyler, Lewis RE26 for me on Twitter. Those are our 3 ways you can catch us. And obviously, if you want to email or have some correspondence with us, Tyler, I thought Tyler and I created a Gmail account so you can send us some emails, which is mustlovewrestling1@gmail.com. So give us a heads up. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. And once we hit our 100 listens, we'll open a Patreon account, and then you guys can we'll put some extra special features on there. But for now, we're just going to continue to do this, guys.
All right. I think that's it. Y'all have a great week and enjoy Collision on Saturday, SmackDown on Friday. Raw on Monday. We'll probably do this again next Wednesday.
Hell yeah. All right, man. We're out.
All right. Wow.